Jeez. Damn, I didn't expect that. So for the longest time, I was playing around with emergent behavior, testing how I could create a emergent behavior in AI, deep, going deep in the research in finding the mutual dots of reasons between my personal, professional, and passionate life to see if I could come up with something that is just pretty good, not just good, but damn. I mean, wow. I mean, so this is what I came up with. I came up with Feudal OS, and what this thing does is it's basically, think of it like a combination of all of those big companies, Anthropic, and combination of many different things like OpenClaw, combination of different of Google, Notebook LM, combination of many different things and many different companies that makes it easy for you to stay in balance for your life. Specifically, in my case, I have many different side hustles, and the idea came to me when I started building Feudal OS. I kind of I didn't really I didn't really expect it how bonkers is gonna be, because at first I was like, well, let me see if I could just use OpenClaw to reduce the token and like just get it to build something. Then later on I was like, wait a second, OpenClaw is kind of, you gotta log in, you gotta play around with the gateway, it's kind of hard to do it. But man, OpenClaw, I mean, sheesh, OpenClaw is bonkers. But what I did is I went a little further than just installing OpenClaw. What I did is I hyper focused on specifically what it is I'm doing across my personal, professional, and passionate life. And right after that, what I did is I basically evolved this Feudal OS further. What I did is I started focusing on what's so-called Feudal Educator Clay. This is think of it like a blanket that you throw on top of any use case, and it just self-learns as you communicate with Feudal OS. So the first time when I started using it, I was like, well, let me see if I could save some money on AI tools, save some money on tokens. And at first it all started out with a what's so-called Freedom Fusion router. I wanted to see if I could minimize costs, yet still have the model, yet still have the OS operate in a level of like bonkers intelligence. So, and like what I mean by that, I mean, guys, look, with ChatGPT or any of those tools out there, you talk, and when you talk and you try to get something done, you kind of talk to infinity, and you don't really, and it just kind of, it gives you a lot of stuff, but nothing gets done. So with Feudal OS, things get done. Let me give you a couple of examples what I use it for. In 2 weeks, I was able to build fully blown cybersecurity solution for multiple police departments. And I went there to I actually provided a presentation and a demo, fully blown simulation demo based on the very same Feudal OS that I'm describing, where I literally showed up, drove to another state and pitched the solution that I built with Feudal OS. Now, this happened all in a span of, by the way, guys, in 2 weeks. As soon as I did that, I landed the contract. The same week, Anthropic literally expressed interest and want to hire me. Even though I'm a full stack cybersecurity engineer, I work in Manhattan. For me, it wasn't really, I mean, I already have a consulting on an international level. So for me, I was just, I mean, heck, if I get like maybe 400, 500 G's, maybe I'll think about it. But no, guys, look. So anyway, it's not over yet. Not only was I able to build in 2 weeks entire solution for police departments. It was like a crazy solution. They wanted to like there was a bridge, and I needed to figure out a way for how to secure the architecture through multiple layers. I introduced anthropic layer in the mix with intent validation of hackers when they're trying to sneak in, and kind of packaged everything together. Now, granted, this is granted. Now, there's a little caveat when I was using that Feudal OS, guys. There's a little caveat, okay? The caveat is that I have over 100 years of experience because of so many different side hustles and consulting projects that I was doing over the past 4 to 5 years, compressed in a small time period. That is the caveat. Now, that doesn't necessarily mean that like you can't use Feudal OS and you cannot just go ahead and whip out something powerful, but it becomes extremely powerful if you're some person who have some real subject matter expertise in something, and now you want to like really go ahead and land a couple of big projects out there and just use that Feudal OS to like really just sprawl your way towards success. Now, going back to what I was saying, not only was I able to build in 2 weeks the entire solution with the fully blown simulations, with a fully blown plan, with everything working, synthesized, but I also created a solution where I literally took and cloned the entire university where I work at. Also, by the way, I told you guys I work in university. I literally cloned each staff, their responsibilities, using the very same Feudal OS, and created a university in a box solution that eradicates, like, I kind of looked at things in New York City, teachers going on strike, you know, a lot of people under pressure to like perform better, and I kind of looked at all those problems, compliance problems, all those different problems that are happening in university. And then I just cloned all of those folks, like directors, associate directors, instructor coordinators, student coordinators, cloned them and combined them together with curriculum, so to make it easier for instructors to create a curriculum with one push of a button without necessarily like spending all that time preparing lessons and quizzes. As soon, guys, like this thing all happened in a period of 2 weeks. And then right after that happened, I took that same after landing, like doing those incredible things with Feudal OS, which, by the way, it has Feudal educator clay. Feudal educator clay is like a brain that wraps on top of any use case, professional use case, passionate use case. In my particular case, I have professional things, passionate things, and private things. And my main objective was, how do I do this? How do I manage all of my side hustles while still having a full-time job without getting overwhelmed? And how do I do that in a way where I don't violate any kind of compliances or anything like that? That was like one of the objectives. The other objective was, obviously, I was under the gun to prepare a fully blown solution for multiple police departments to help them stay more secure. And that, obviously, what was happening, the way I was using Feudal OS, I was wrapping intelligence. I was using Feudal educator clay that sits on top of OpenClaw, like a harness. And basically, what I also did recently, guys, not only did I have OpenClaw sitting under Feudal educator clay, which is basically, think of it as a orchestrator skill that has access to multiple sub-agents, research agents, that, for example, I have a research agent that looks at Google Notebook LM through CLI, grabs the data, feeds that, researches everything, comes back to another agent, passes it off. And then I have multiple cloud peer-to-peer connections, like going back and forth, or you have one model communicating with another and running one model against the other. I use Minimax 2.7 to get most of the stuff done, but have also baked in what's so-called Freedom Fusion router that escalates dynamically to Claude. And yes, you could use Claude subscription, guys. You just gotta, don't overkill it. I know people tell you don't use OAuth, but do it with limits. You don't really want to be using APIs too much, otherwise you get cooked, you spend too much money. But so first of all, like Feudal OS controls all of your API costs. It relies on Feudal educator clay that has Freedom Fusion router baked in, and that router controls the costs. And also, recently what I did is I hooked up the latest leaked code from Claude and edit that, and it ripped. It increased the intelligence of Feudal OS even further. Man, like, oh my God. And guys, like, literally I was researching the emergent trends for how I could like get the Feudal OS more emergent and learn and self-learn through interactions. And what I did is I baked in a couple of algorithms inside of Feudal Educator Clay, which is part of Feudal OS. And Feudal OS you could load up and run on your local computer. You could have basically think of Feudal OS as combination of many different models, including Chinese models, including that, including all the best of the best models with the guardrails, and still you'll be able to use it on your computer. It connects to Obsidian Vault on your drive. In my case, I have a NAS drive with Obsidian Vault. What I did is I accelerated the memory, short-term memory and long-term memory, and I included all of those elements that would allow you to groundify yourself. Google is doing lots of groundification research. I kind of tapped into that research. Microsoft ahead of time, ahead of it, ahead of them on groundifications. I kind of tapped into both researches and included that in Feudal OS. So what that means is, I'll give you an example. Let's say you are instructor and you're teaching in university and you don't want to be preparing for your classes anymore. You just want to like show up in front of your students and just jump into Zoom and start teaching them. What the Feudal OS does with that university in a box thing that I built with the Feudal OS, it allows precisely for instructors to be like fully locked in and ready. It has a simulation mechanism where when you go live on Zoom, it tells you like, hey, open up Zoom breakout rooms, and boom, like you literally know what to do. And as you regulate your classroom teachings with students without any kind of stress, because everything's prepared for you with one push of a button, including the grading, including all the grades, including all the and synthesized student memories into it as well. So you get prescriptive recommendations for building quizzes and all that other materials, including labs, everything inside of that university in the box. Feudal OS is what powers it. Now, to accelerate Feudal OS and makes it so, like, you could imagine how powerful this is, guys, just for instructors. Now, I took that same, whatever I learned from this university in the box situation, I wrapped it. I wrapped it around and I throw it like a curveball and and then build another fully blown project for police departments. And then again, I wrapped it. And when I say wrapped it, I have different types of skills on top. I have this, think of Feudal Educator Clay as this powerful skill, as like a brain, as a spider web that you just throw on top of your personal, professional, and passionate life. And when you throw that, anything you build for any of those parts of your life endeavors, it inherits the property of Feudal Educator Clay. And Feudal Educator Clay has sovereign protocols and all sorts of other techniques to get your OpenClaw gateway constantly running. It resets it. It runs the Cloudflare tunnel to make it all like exportable, zero trust friendly. So this way you could connect to it in a secure environment from your location, outbound access only, that kind of stuff. So I kind of baked in all of those elements. And also what I did is when I combined this together with Playwright, MCP, and some of the CLI, like there's a way to convert any site into a CLI language that just makes it easier for OpenClaw to use all sorts of models and communicate directly with the site. So I baked that in edit perplexity combinations and codecs. And so this way, Freedom Fusion Router has escalations to all of those models. If let's say Minimax get stuck or runs into problems, and I introduce cohesiveness where it constantly looks at the entire project and it recreates multiple times and resimulates the same project but makes it better. There's a couple of open source libraries that I use that looks for let's say you built a skill, but you wanted to refine that skill and you wanted to keep going and until it becomes better and better and better, that kind of stuff. So I included that, and then once I included all of those other emerging elements like weighted scoring, and what started happening is I started stacking intelligence on top. I would talk to OpenClaw. I would talk to Feudal educator Clay through OpenClaw, through Telegram, and I would stack on top intelligence. The way it looked like this. I would interact. I would say, hey, look, go ahead and create a skill for finding mutual intersects of most beneficial reasons across my university work, across my consulting and other work. Then go ahead and come back to me every week once you find some of those mutual intersects that are highly beneficial across all of those areas that I'm doing on a regular basis. Boom, stack that and measure that and keep coming back and keep coming back and use those research agents to look into it deeper. Then after stacking it like that, I said, hey, go ahead and stack again. And then after that, I would keep stacking, just like in Thread Stack Digital Power Bundle, guys. I'd keep stacking multiple skills on top, and basically it started displaying emergent properties, meaning it became like, hey Rome, are you ready for this consulting thing that to drive to Pennsylvania? And I'm like, damn, I almost forgot about that. And it comes back. It's not like dumb like ChatGPT or Manos AI that just eats all your credits, tokens, and you cooked. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna get some chicken. And I'll tell you more how to create your own Feudal OS. I think I'll go with that. Hello.
You like it flat eye?
Yep, I like it.
The best.
That's the best, for sure.
You got receipt, buddy?
Oh, no, I'm good, thank you.
All right, thank you. Have a good night.
Yeah. I bet. Let's go. So check this out, guys. Look. So now there's a couple of things about the Feudal OS that that I wanted to let you know, guys. And I got some chicken and Snapple. Man, I'm so hungry. And guys, just to give you an idea, like this is like what you're listening to right now. This is not some random Joe that you're listening to on the internet. You guys listening to somebody who does the following, guys. For my full-time job, guys, what I do is I work in an AI squad of tightly intercoupled like geniuses that are just listening to, like, literally it got to the point. You know what? Before I even talk about Feudal OS, let me just give you guys a little bit of my background, so this way you could understand how much value you're getting from this and how crazy this is, guys. So like, here's how my day looks like. On Monday and Tuesday, I go to Manhattan. I go to the city. I have a hybrid schedule. I'm a full stack cybersecurity engineer. I interact with all sorts of systems, and I secure those systems, and I use AI, and I use every model there is, and I work tightly together with other folks. And let me tell you how my workflow has changed in the past 2 months, of just to kind of give you an idea just how fast we're moving, guys. So this way, as you listen to this, you're gonna be like, damn, like either a couple of things gonna happen. It's either A, you're gonna start building your own Feudal OS after listening to this, or B, you're gonna be like, damn, I need to connect with Rome. But my rate is $295 per hour, guys. It's not gonna be it's not gonna be cheap, but you have a beautiful, incredible opportunity to learn from me in YouTube, guys, and of course ask all sorts of questions, and of course succeed. Now, I do have a couple of students university settings that I'm teaching cybersecurity. So for my full-time job, what I do is I work in a city and I'm a full stack cybersecurity engineer, and I secure different types of systems across every single layer, across every single cloud, every cloud that you could think of. Heck, recently I've been securing cloud code, cloud cowork, cloud web, and dealing with all sorts of high cardinality heterogeneous complexities of the modern world, of the enterprise world. And an enterprise world is a lot different, guys, than than university teaching. And when you teach in university, you have a beginning and an end of the curriculum. I'm trying to make a point over here in terms of grounding and give you guys some key, so this way you could understand how powerful, like how to build your own Feudal OS that's going to be even more powerful than Manos AI, and how to achieve that, not by burning through tokens, but by executing something that is something really unique. Now that uniqueness you could only discover if and only if you work together with other people, guys. And the only way you're gonna understand that is if you work either with really smart people in like a AI squad of some sort, where it got to the point where we don't even talk to each other. It got to the point where we just upload things to GitHub, and basically everybody already synced. It's getting to the point, guys, where literally, like, yesterday I looked at Anthropic. Anthropic didn't have any any admin interface. Like last week I was like, hey guys, like, what the hell? How come I can't be securing people without admin interface? I need like an admin interface for. So I reached out to Anthropic. I was like, can you guys make that happen? Guys, the next week Anthropic builds out a fully blown interface for admins. And guys, this is just how fast things are happening. Now look, I'm jumping across different things. I'm jumping across personal, private, professional, different things, just to kind of give you guys a taste of why you want to be continuously listening to every single YouTube video that I bring up in front of you. And of course, the other reason is because I'm the only person who you're gonna come across who actually covers all those areas, meaning professional, private, and personal. Of course, not super sensitive. I don't share any sensitive information, but people don't talk about that stuff. Like, this is the reason why you want to be here and learning, guys. And of course, if you learn directly from my Feudal incubator, our custom coaching program, then believe me, guys, you're gonna get super smart. You're gonna have a beautiful life. You're gonna have beautiful vacation. You're gonna go out, have fun, get a beautiful job. But the truth is, guys, you need smart people, and you need to interact with them in a way that is changing. And what I mean by that, in 2 months, guys, 2 months ago, I didn't see such level of interaction. I couldn't just, like, 2 months ago, there was no way for me to interact almost kind of on a subconscious level. Right now, I don't even need to talk. I just literally use Copilot and GitHub Enterprise, and interface directly with a tightly coupled squad across all of those platforms. And when I build something, I don't even explain, I don't even talk, I don't even call to anybody. I build a standard, and out of a sudden the next day everybody's tapping into it and be like, oh damn, the standard is fire. It's like, oh man, wow, I didn't know. Oh my god, yeah, let me go ahead and hook into it. Out of a sudden it's just like exploding, like everybody just connecting. Before I would be like, oh, let me explain this and that, and I'm like, man, I felt like a process prisoner, constantly trying to explain everything. But now, guys, now everything is smooth sailing. It's becoming so fast. It's becoming absolutely beautiful, guys. Right now, this is the golden age. This is the same age when poets back in the days, like, I forgot what year it was, but sometime in 1900s when where they were just like writing beautiful poetry. If you guys haven't read any of my poetry, definitely, guys, read it. I promise you, you're gonna love it. I wrote like over 4,000 poems before ChatGPT destroyed my dreams of poetry. But needless to say, guys, look, What I just described to you is what's happening in enterprise world, where people tightly operated in those squads, and how fast they're burning things, and how features that didn't exist last week all of a sudden exist. Guess what? Everything that I'm doing on an enterprise level, I'm carrying that over into Feudal OS. Meaning, Feudal OS is capable of understanding the mutual dots of reasons of what's happening on my private life, my professional, and passion. And what it does, it synthesizes those best elements. Think of it like a bunch of circles in a Venn diagram. I don't know if you guys ever took like math class. And I mean, for me, I'm a former certified math teacher for the state of Connecticut with double degree in mathematics. So I kind of constantly refer everything to math. So like, but in your case, maybe you're not familiar with those sets within the sets and the intersects and unions, but that's how I see things. And that's how I'm able to just like fly across all those different systems, thinking about those intersects and unions and circles. Also, what I love to do is I like to watch astrophysicists and all sorts of other folks from different sciences, and kind of synthesize this together with my Feudal OS. And of course, when I do that, it becomes really beautiful, 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 like an instrument, guys, like a beautiful instrument. Guys, nobody describes it like that. Nobody, like, look at all the YouTube videos that I created. Guys, you're gonna see that passion. You're gonna feel that fire glow in the you're gonna feel it. Man, like, look at any other YouTube videos out there. Do you ever sense that fire? Do you ever feel that? Like, I look at other people's videos, I don't see anybody super excited. I never really see anyone like who has this burning fire within them, who is like trying to change things, trying to build something emergent, build some emergent behaviors in AI that literally solves problems for multiple people. But once you do that, guys, whoa. Once you actually start solving problems with AI versus just be like, oh, let me sell you a course or something like that, man, it's gonna become smooth sailing, guys. Like, literally crazy things been happening just in the past couple of weeks, guys. Just in the past couple of weeks. I mean, sheesh, I landed not one but two government contracts. I was approached by Anthropic. I was and on top of it all, I'm like doing all the stuff on a full-time job, securing all those systems. And of course, Feudal OS that I built for myself is a representation of all of those things that I'm describing. Now, what makes this Feudal OS even more stronger in the hands of regular folks who have personal lives, who have professional lives, who have passionate lives, but anywhere they go, they get kind of their their wings of freedom kind of get chopped off quickly because of all those standards that they gotta follow, all those rules, and all of a sudden you find yourself following everybody else's rules without creating any new opportunities for you. Why? Why do you do that? Why not just open up your wings of freedom and fly and discover those intersects of mutual dots of reasons? Do that, guys. Now, how did I do that? How can you use Feudal OS to do that? Guys, I need you to rewatch this entire YouTube video and listen to all those algorithms that I baked in. And if you want to do it on your own and do this, like recreate your own cloud code, recreate your own remote connect to, so this we could connect to it through from your phone. If you wanted to show emergent behavior, you need to spend a lot of time researching all this and building all this on. Oh my God, it will take you so much time just trying to figure that out. Or you could get it from me. You could get that Feudal OS from me to help you manage your personal, professional, and passionate endeavors, and build those guardrails and cruise control where you don't have to think which mutual dots of reasons you need to focus across all those areas. You get prescriptively driven recommendations that were not just recommendations, but executional workflows that constantly upgrade themselves on its own, removing the problem of proliferation of scripts, giving constantly synthesizing across multiple parts of your life those mutual dots of reasons to give you the biggest benefits, keeping your marketing afloat, increasing your efficiency exponentially as you navigate some of your own business, high cardinality, heterogeneous complexities, reducing your anxiety, making it easier for you to finally spend a little bit of time on meditation, and finally feeling confident, maximizing your chances of landing pretty much almost any other kind of job in your career growth life cycle, or just pivoting into another life cycle, another career altogether. Plus, you could stack intelligence right on top of it. It uses what's called feudal educator clay, which is sort of like a blanket that is thrown on top of all of those professional, passionate, private endeavors that you have, and that blanket has the inheritive properties. So anytime you communicate back and forth with feudal OS, it learns it and it displays those emergent behaviors through the process of continuous interactions versus you having to like talk like the chat GPT waiting for it to respond. Instead, no, it responds back to you, constantly following up with you, keeping you accountable. And accountability is what, like, when you start combining all of those emergent properties together, it becomes feeling like, oh my God, this is nuts. I didn't expect that. Like, oh damn, the feudal educator Clay reaching out to me and be like, yo, Rome, you were supposed to like expand on this presentation for a police department. Hey, did you accommodate that yet? If not, don't worry. I created and synthesized the next set of steps and built the entire simulation for for, for police departments. And I'm like, man, like, and it's happening, and it's fast forwarding things in for what it's supposed to be happening. It's fast forwarding and synthesizing and knowing when to back off, knowing when to back off. You know how hard this is to figure out how to get the AI to know how to back off and not to overwhelm you. And that took me a while to figure this one out. So, but guys, this is what you would get with Feudal OS. Feudal OS comes part of my Feudal Incubator custom coaching program, and it's $295 per month. We also have low ticket offer, which is $14.99 per month. With low ticket offer, you get the open class setup. You get to learn how to set up your own Feudal OS, but you don't get the encouragement, accountability, and support. And you don't get access to your own Freedom Fusion system. You don't get access to brands, the Feudal Lords, and of course, you don't get access to